Alright?
Alright, giving our praises once again to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, our teachers that rule well. Salutation to you men that push this word in sincerity and in all truth. Right, this is one piece of GMS Trinidad West just come to do a vid and hope that it be edifying to the house and the nation of Israel. Right, this is the brother Malatazadak, Kwada,
Kalab,
Khan, and behind the scene, brother Kaya.
Yeah, shalom.
Right, so without further ado, let me jump into the precepts. Proverbs 7, 1 to 3. Because basically this lesson tonight is attend unto instructions. If he is a man who don't like to take instructions, godly instructions, then you wouldn't last in this. You understand? You wouldn't last in this. Right? So
Proverbs 7 and verse 1. My son, keep my words and lay up my commandments with thee. Keep my commandments and live. And my law as the apple of thine eye. Bind them upon thy fingers, write them upon the table of thine heart.
Yeah. Keep the Lord laws, statutes, and commandments close to you. You understand? That is how you're going to live. Because, alright, the men who keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, right, going and stand out different to the two-thirds because you're not doing the things that two-thirds doing. You understand? Eating pork, looking to sleep with our next man's wife. No. You understand? That is why the scripture say, let your light so shine. You understand? That men will see your good works and praise Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You understand? How you letting your light shine? By attaining to these laws, statutes, and commandments. Anything else?
In the book of Proverbs, this is Timothy, so that 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 16 says, all scripture is given by inspiration of power and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness, that the man of power may be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good works.
Perfect. You understand? So if you want to be a perfect creation of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you have to follow the laws. You understand? Because when he say, all them that love me. You understand? So like, if you love me, you will keep my commandments. You understand? And obtaining to the laws, showing that you love the Most High. You understand? He even say in Proverbs, all them that hate me love death. You understand? And that is why basically starting at you women right now, right? That is why you women being put to death all over this earth. You understand? Everywhere you go in Trinidad right now, you're seeing this woman missing, this girl missing. You understand? And then when you do hear the shout, it's because they're digging up your bones. You understand? And why these things happening? Why in the ghetto, right? It's basically Jake's kidding, Jake's and all these things. It's because you people not are hearing to the commandments of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And that is why the Lord say that he's going to bring fierce judgment upon this place. You understand? Because you people decided to, somebody could get off of me in Isaiah 65. Isaiah 65 and 12.
Is the book of Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 12. It says, therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter, because when I called ye did not answer, when I spake ye did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not.
You people choosing what the Most High do delight in. You understand? The Most High send his prophets out here to warn you people. And you people turning a blind eye You understand? And that is why the Most High gonna bring judgment. You know?
Is the book of is the book of Titus chapter 2 and start at verse 6. It says, young men likewise exhort to be sober-minded in all things, shewing thyself a pattern of good works. A pattern of good works. What is good works? Good works is not just as these Christians do, go out in town and see all the homeless and get them goodie bags. Alright, a pattern of good works is following after the laws, commandments, and statutes, the instructions of the Heavenly Father. Alright? Because the scriptures say the Most High is not mocked. Whatsoever man sow, that shall he also reap. So you have to show yourself a pattern of good works to receive the good of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. The brother was just going into how around the country right now is basically judgment taking place. And that is due to the disobedience of the Most High instructions. You all disobeyed. But there is exhortation here to the young men like ourselves that willing to rehearse righteous acts, that want to receive of the Most High's good side. It said what? In all things shewing thyself a pattern of good works. In doctrine, shewing uncorruptness, gravity, sincerity, sound speech that cannot be condemned, that he that is of the contrary part may be ashamed, having no evil thing to say of you. They can't speak evil of you. Alright? In the sense of they can't speak evil of you rightly. Because they're still going to speak evil of, even if we adhere to all the instructions that the Most High gave us to do and we rehearse righteous acts, they're still going to speak evil against us. Alright? Because the scripture says what? Righteousness in the book of Sirach chapter 1, righteousness is an abomination to sinners. Alright, so when we do good, they're still going to compass us about with words of hatred, as it said in the book of Psalms 109. Alright, but the message to you all out there is to what? To love instructions. And as I read in Timothy, it says all scripture is given by the inspiration of the Most High, and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof. So even to brothers in this truth, there are times that they're going to be reproved. There are times that they're going to be given instructions. You have to learn to it's all a humbling. You humble yourself and comply. Comply. Alright? We had a saying back there in school, when I used to go to school, say comply and then complain. You understand? Do what you have to. You mightn't like it. At first it mightn't sound pleasing to you, but your instruction is to what? To follow through with it. Scripture talk about being able to serve great men is love instructions, especially from those that have walked the walk that you now walk in. Your elders, your big brothers. Alright? That's something? Come on. I'm going to bring all these Proverbs here. In the book of Proverbs, chapter 15 and verse 5, it says, a fool despiseth his father's instruction, but he that regardeth reproof is prudent. It's prudent, it's going to make you wise. Alright? Because why? This person now giving you of their experience, they're giving you of their mistakes they might have made. They give you an instruction, hey, don't do this because when I did it, this is what happened to me. You understand? So you receive the instruction so that what they encountered or what they experience, you don't have to experience it. But only a fool would not despise it and run headstrong into it. Run headstrong into the wrong approach and get the judgment. Receive exactly what that person was trying for you not to receive. So it's very critical, it's very important, alright, it's very important and crucial to adhere to instructions in this truth.
Because if I may say, now, being reproved is not basically milk and honey. It ain't gonna be sweet. You understand? But what is it said? It is said that basically the best medicine for your body is bitter. You understand? And that is reproof. Reproof is a bitter pill to swallow. But when you swallow it, you understand, and you adhere to instruction that make you a better person. You understand? It put you back on that track that the Most High set the righteous on. You understand? And that is why it is basically not right to buck up against instructions of wise men. You understand? Because the scripture, it have a scripture in Proverbs will say, don't take instructions from a fool. Because what I'm gonna make you, it's gonna make you become a fool. You understand? That is why the apostles of Great Millstone all the way down, these is the men that you had to take instructions from. You understand? Because these men is who Yahweh Shai set up. You understand? And it is evidenced by their works. You understand? By the works of these men, you see that these men are the men. Brother.
This is book of 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 5. Likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. Yea, all of you, be subject one to another, and be clothed with humility. For the Most High resisteth the proud, and giveth grace to the humble.
Right, this one fallout, we're gonna call his name, right? You said go by the name Managan. See, I'm not sticking up under no man's ASS. You know? As the pride that he now has, when he always had it. Alright, it just been manifesting this time. Alright, in the appointed time. It's all the truth now. Teaching madness. Smoking hymns. You understand? So that's how the Most High is deal with it when they hate instruction. This ministry of ours is about discipline. Alright? The desire for is the care of discipline, roughly paraphrasing the book of Wisdom of Solomon. When it is you're coming to this truth, you had to be taught, you had to be instructed, a mind well instructed. There's nothing above a mind well instructed. He's a babe. Babies coming up, there's need to be guided with instructions. The apostles gave us a certain amount of videos to do per week. To have men that saying to themselves, hey, I have to do videos, I don't have to do no videos. You understand? I can do what I feel like, and that is the wrong mentality to have. Alright, if the apostles say something, they give out an instruction is to follow through with it. They are our father figures, as I just read here. As I just read in Proverbs, you say, fool despiseth his father's instruction. These men are our spiritual fathers. They nurtured us, they brought us up in the ministry. So it's wise to adhere to them.
This is Ecclesiastes. I remember when you read this, when they talk about reproof, taking, teaching, right, correct set of teaching. And it says Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 5, and it says, it is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the songs of fools. And in 7 and 8 here it says, better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit.
Patient. What does patient mean? Go back to the quality of suffering. The quality of suffering. The scripture talk about suffering wrong. So you might be given a harsh instruction, a seemingly harsh instruction, despite you in a position of being right, yet still you adhere to it because you're patient. You had the quality of suffering, you suffer wrong. Take the low. Alright, okay, is that okay? No sin. The Most High is the judge. He will justify. If you're in the right, he will justify ultimately. Alright, just be humble.
Because even as the brother say, the Most High will justify it. When you go into the book of, I think it's Susanna, where she was wrongly accused. You understand? And she was basically heading to the death block. You understand? And the Most High rose up Daniel right there. You understand? So yeah, once you on that path of righteousness, because the scripture say that is there any that ever trust in Yahweh Shai and have been confounded? None. You understand? But if you're doing wrong, the Most High not going to rise up for you. You understand? If you're not adhering to the instructions of wise men, the Most High ain't going to rise up for you, because what the scripture say that the Most High speak through his prophets. You understand? So if the prophet's telling you, hey brother, you're going off doing this, right? It's the Most High basically telling you, hey, you're going off. You understand? And if you despise the words of the elders, the apostles of Great Millstone, you're despising the words of the Yahweh Shai. You understand? And once you do that, you're in the lineup for death. You understand? You're in the lineup for death. What are you doing?
There's the book of Sirach chapter 20 verse 1. There is a reproof that is not comely against some man who let his tongue, and he is wise. Alright, point being, there is a proof that is not comely. Reproof that is not comely. Comely means beautiful. Well, not all the corrections they will receive in this should come gentle and nice. Some of them gonna come harsh. A reproof, a rebuke. When you even go in, somebody can put up that word, the definition of that word, reproof or rebuke. Let me see what that means. Reproof and rebuke is essential. Instruction is essential for your journey in the truth, your growth. If you go about, if you grow in this truth without someone guiding you, telling you, you see that way you're doing it, that wrong, or this way you have to do, then you won't grow up right. Alright?
Good.
In definition.
The definition of the word rebuke from Merriam-Webster Dictionary. Definition number 1, to criticize sharply.
To what?
To criticize sharply.
Go ahead.
Definition B, to serve as a rebuke to.
Go ahead.
That's it.
As it is.
2, it says to turn back or keep down. Check.
To keep down what? So that-
Check.
Check yourself.
You need to check, yeah.
You check here.
You check
Make
in
sure
something.
you're right. And it's use the word, and you read the first definition where it says
To criticize sharply.
sharply. Cut here. Sometimes it takes I rebuke this, cut here. To criticize sharply, it cut here.
Because if I may say, why you think the people put Stephen to death? Because the rebuke that he gave them cut them sharply. You understand? They couldn't take it. You know?
They didn't like that instruction.
One in Proverbs 14 and 12, it says, there is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. You understand? And with the scripture say, he that don't love instructions will die. I forget what it was. He that hated reproof will die without instructions. You understand? And you being a man that hate reproof, basically going in the way that seemeth right unto you, but it's not right. You understand? The end thereof is the ways of death. You understand? So that is why when a brother might rebuke you, hey, because it have a scripture and Proverbs will say that about rebuke a scorner, and he will hate thee.
That's for your head, like.
Cancel.
You right now?
Yeah.
And there's Proverbs 9 and verse 8, reproof not a scorner, lest he hate thee. Rebuke a wise man, and he will love thee. Give instruction to a wise man, and he will be yet wiser. Teach a just man, and he will increase in learning.
Can. So when you get rebuke from wise men and you take it, you're going to become wiser. When you apply that rebuke to your life, you're going to become a wise man. You understand? The scripture say when you sit in basically roughly paraphrasing, when you sit down with wise men, you become wise because you learn from them. You understand? And that is why in Psalms, the first chapter, it says, blessed is the man that sit not in the seat of the scornful, or basically hang around sinners. Because when you hang around sinners, what will happen to you? You're going to pick up the ways of sinners.
Evil communication, corrupt good habits, good manners, scriptures.
Can.
When you're constantly around men of that the scriptures say they mind constantly on the scriptures. You understand? You can't afford to do no fuckery. You understand? That is keep you in check. You can't, you know you're gonna get reproof anytime you step out of line. This is the book Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 11. It says, my son, despise not the chastening of the Lord, neither be weary of his corrections. His corrections. And if the Lord's correction could come to a brother telling you, hey, this way you're doing here is madness, or reproofing you. Alright? It says, for whom the Lord loveth, he correcteth. And our brother ain't gonna correct you or check you on something if he love you, if he consider you. If he don't consider you, then he can't leave you, then he do what he feel like this. And tell you nothing. And he just walks worse. But the brother coming to you and telling you, hey, that way you're doing the wrong, you're fucking up because he love you.
Something.
Let's finish off. Even as a father, the son in whom he delighteth.
Alright, this is Proverbs 13 and 24. It says, he that spareth his rod hateth his son, but he that loveth him chasteneth him betimes. You understand? So if that brother see you going down the wrong path and leave you, that brother ain't no brother. You understand? That brother actually hates you because he leaving you to die. You understand? But if a man telling you, hey, what you doing? Turn away from that. You understand? Otherwise you're going to reap basically evil from the Most High. You understand? If a brother telling you, hey, I'm here until instructions, leave away from that path where you're going down, because you could end up dead. That is a brother that actually showing you love. You know?
And then sometimes individuals might make it hard for themselves. When it is somebody try to correct you and you buck up, then you telling that person is you don't want to be instructed. So he might see you going on the wrong path again and say, well, let me tell you nothing, because when I talk to him, he doesn't listen. You understand? It's Proverbs chapter 12 and verse 15. It says, the way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but he that hearkeneth unto counsel is wise. You hear that? The way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but he that hearkeneth unto counsel is wise. Now when brothers talk to you, that they counsel, they're instructing you, telling you, hey, there's way to do this, what this causes this, there's a result of that, there's the road to take, there's the path, there's what not to do. That's counseling. They're getting counsel. But it's only a wise man go take heed to counsel. Fools, they believe in what they have up here, which is not much. A fool don't have much up here.
Yeah.
Alright?
Because even if I may say, I could remember some years ago telling a woman, hey, pork is not good to eat. And she answer to that was, she's a Christian and pork sweet. Now, another time I saw her when I came into work, and basically that had to rush into the hospital because she started bringing up all kind of green thing and all kind of back and all going on the cheek. You understand? And that because pork sweet for you. You understand? But it shows you because people had to understand too. The Most High is the one who created all things. Right? He created from basically the minute is what he know. So he could tell you why not to do this and why not to do that. You understand? Because people that say, I like going on meat boy. But at that time I saw a dead going on by the side of the road. And just looking at that, it naturally looking like poison. You understand? So think about when you eat that, how that going to be inside of you. You understand? The Most High know it all things. He know what he tell you to do and what not to do.
Bishop. This is Proverbs chapter 23 and verse 12. And it says, applying thy heart unto instruction and thine ears to the words of knowledge. Withhold not correction from the child. For if thou beatest him with the rod, he shall not die. Thou shalt beat him with the rod, and shall deliver his soul from hell.
You understand? And basically, a brother gave you reproof. Is he cutting your ass? You understand? But you ain't going to die. You're going to become a better person once you take the instruction and apply it to yourself. You understand?
You deliver your soul from hell. You understand? We're talking about a difficult position. Torments. You understand? By taking heed to instruction, you can divert a lot of unwanted stress.
Because as you say that, I have a little small testimony. It had a morning I went to work, and basically I just work on a truck. And while working, when the man went up the hill to turn back down, right? The spirit tell me, hey, jump off the truck and go and take a drink. You know? And I listened to that. And same time as I listen to that and I jump off, is basically when the man tried coming back down the hill now, no brakes. You understand? And he had was to bank the truck on the bank, because if he didn't bank it on the bank, it had a precipice on the next side. Right? Now, when he banked it on the bank, it's exactly which part I did stand up. You understand? So if I didn't adhere to the instruction of the Spirit, I could have been a dead man today. You understand? So it just shows you that, hey, when wise men talk to you, attain unto instruction. When the Spirit talk to you, rise up and do what it is the Spirit say. You understand? Because the Most High foresee the things that come in. You understand? I didn't know that the man had no brakes. You understand? So just for edification's sake.
And that is a spirit that we have to get into deeply or intensively heading into these times that we heading into. The spirit give you instruction, you have to know. I wonder if is straight to the metal on the pedal. Alright? Get to work when the spirit talk to you. Because in that time to come, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be atrocities on every side. It's gonna be worse than what you see now. It's gonna have a lot of dead bodies on the streets. It's gonna have a lot of seditions. It's gonna have a lot of scripture say the force of the power gonna be in their own hands. Them ain't gonna be regarding no kings and no leaders in that day. It's gonna be a whole perplexity, confusion, madness, chaos. So when the Lord tell you get up and go, it's to get up and go. Or in that day you and a brother rolling on, hey, brother tell you what's going on. I sense him danger, the Lord show me that danger across the. You understand? It's not to argue with the brother. You understand? Or to how to say it, procrastinate. It's to act upon it in this move.
Because if I may say, when the angel talked to Joseph, he didn't tell the angel, nah, but I'm tired, but I mean, take all the rest again now. No, he gave up and he moved one time. You understand? And that is the spirit we are at the end.
Is it? I want you to go. Instructions. Instruction will preserve you.
You know, so you can't be a brother in this truth and not taking instructions. You understand? Because that is basically you who will not increase in learning. You know?
Proverbs 8.
Wise man, you increase in learning.
Proverbs 8 and verse. I'll start at verse 35. Whoso findeth me findeth life and shall obtain favor of the Lord. But he that sinneth against me wrongeth his own soul. all they that hate me love death.
And where Yahushua say, he say, he come in the volume of the book. So basically, when you reading, you understand, and taking the instructions of this book, is you loving Yahushua. You understand? Because here he say, all them that hate me love death. You understand? This book is life.
And where is hating the Most High? The opposite of loving him. And loving him is, if you love me, you go keep my commandments, keep my instructions. You understand? But these people out there not keeping the Most High instructions. They love death. Death shall be chosen rather than life. You understand? So when the Most High say to do something, they say, nah, it might be have a next week, have a better way, or I feel there's a way to do it. Or no, we could bless pork and eat it. You know? Or we could celebrate Christmas but just do it for the children. I know what the Most High say. The Most High said to keep his high holy days and forget all these other vain traditions of men. That is what he said to do. That is straight instruction. And these Christians are watching your face and tell you the word Bible means basic instruction before leaving it. And keeps none.
Not taking none of the instructions. There's even say basically the first 5 books, right, done away with. But when you go into Matthew, it gives you a certain definition where it's saying they did according to the law of Moses. You understand? Which goes back, you know? Because even here, our camp leader say where is the sense reading half a book and neglecting the next half? That don't make sense.
So you have the full picture, or you have the full story. If you erase part of the book and you're reading the only, look how foolish they is. They're reading the later half of the book only. So how you gonna understand what happened in the beginning of the book? How you gonna understand what happened in that part of the book that you're even reading if you don't know the beginning? How you, as our camp leader says, how you will know the mystery if you don't know the history? It don't make sense. But what happening to them is that with their part of the book or the Old Testament, as you would call it, it's full of instructions, and that is what they hate. Majority of the instructions they receive it in the Old Testament. And they get the laws, the prophets, the writings, all the different psalms, the instruction, the proverbs, as we was bringing out the scriptures from Proverbs. They don't want to hear these things. Instructions and taking heed to the proof. Nah. Do as we Alistair Crowley. You know, do as thou wilt. That is their motto. YOLO.
And what did I say? Only God could judge me. Right? But that is what we don't know. The Most High judging all this.
That is it.
You understand? And why he judging all that? Because all they don't want to take instructions. You know?
A piece of here. Proverbs 10 and verse 17. He is in the way of life that keepeth instruction. But he that refuseth reproof erreth. See that? It erreth. It's an error. It's a wrong. And who you're wronging? Your own self. When it is your faith to take reproof and correction, you're wronging your own self.
Because if I may say, he that do take reproof erreth, right? And what the scripture say, the pastors have caused my people to err. You understand? Which showing you that these pastors in these churches ain't even taking the instructions of Yahweh Shai. Because what it does do, when you're looking at these TD Jakes and all of them, what it does do, they have the Bible here under the arm here and talking from wherever they're behind the head. You understand? And certain things like alright, that scripture will say the pastors causes my people to err. You would never hear that in the church. You understand? Because why? They're going to lose the assembly. They're going to lose all the money that coming into the pocket.
God.
You understand? And that is why they wouldn't teach you people the right way of Yahweh Shai. You understand? They will only bring things that benefit in their pockets. You understand what the scripture say? My people love to have it so, because why? You people don't want to hear the instructions of wise men. You understand? You rather take the instructions of fools. Esau, you understand? Your prime minister, all of them confederate with the white man. You understand? So them ain't gonna give you no wise instructions. You understand? Here where they're talking. Take the vaccine. You understand? The RFID chip is the way of life. You understand? That is the kind of things that they're telling you people to do. When taking these things is actually death. You understand? Look. I think it's somewhere in Africa the children take the vaccine and jumping off a building like if they see it in that big ocean. Alright. So
let me just read this precept. Here's the book of Isaiah chapter 9 verse 16. It says, for the leaders of this people cause them to err. And they that are led of them are destroyed. Come. They that are led of them are destroyed. Destroyed. Because as the scriptures say, they are dumb dogs. They cannot bark. These people, these pastors, they can't instruct you righteously. Firstly, they don't know the prophecies. So they don't know what time to tell you to come in. So they don't know what to instruct you. You understand? So that is why the scriptures say what they that lead the people cause them to err. Right now, all people, they preparing for things to get better. When we instructing them that, hey, things actually going and get worse. Time to get your act right with the Heavenly Father. Time to pull kicks aside, as we say in Caribbean. Alright? And be on your P's and Q's where the Lord is concerned. Doing His will is concerned. Following His instruction. The Lord is not your slack mother and father that you have right now who do beat you in. You know, because there are a lot of you out there that never get licks while growing up. That's the slack generation that we are part of right now. Especially out there in America. These kids don't know his licks. If you pinch them, they cry out and the police come for you. Death to Babylon.
That's right. Yeah.
Can't even instruct your own children.
Like when I went across there in Babylon, a man, his name is Daniel. Father calling him, Daniel, why is you speaking to your mom, calling him a bitch in the airport? You're a bitch. I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna rush in you, mother. Hit you.
Like recently, we saw that video with the young Jake that came from the States and spit in his mother's face.
What? Dealt with.
When he reached here, he got dealt with. Okay, we don't play around in the Caribbean. Alright, they still have some sort of morals about them. But out there in Babylon is a lost cause. Alright? City of disorder. And vain instructions. You understand? But coming back to the true instructions is, you see this book called the Bible. These ways you should zero into. Scripture talk about, we read the Psalms 1:1. We can close with that. Psalms 1:1. Yes, I'm going to bring it all that.
Because Psalms chapter 1 verse 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. Verse 2. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law does he meditate day and night.
That is a man who loves instruction. A man who meditates in the law of the Most High day and night. Because you want to know, you want to make sure that what you're doing in your daily life is well pleasing to Him. You don't want to be going off. Because when you correcting, the Heavenly Father correcting, it don't be nice. Alright, go ahead.
Verse 3. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper.
Yeah, but on the flip side, a tree that not bearing fruit, alright, that not taking instruction, what will happen to him? He going to get cut down.
Chopped down.
Your leaves going on wither. The Most High going to destroy you. Alright, so they're jumping across. That is Psalm chapter 2 and verse 10. It says, be wise now therefore, O ye kings. Be wise now therefore, O ye kings. There's a king. Being a so-called black, Latino, Native American, Indian, you are a king. You are royalty.
That's right.
You were named the Yasharala. Yah is he, Shah is prince and power. Well, a prince is heir to the throne. And the Most High promised to make us a kingdom of priests. Alright, a kingdom of priests. So we're gonna be ruling priests. Alright, and these other nations are gonna be our subjects. They're gonna be our servants. But he's saying to us, be wise now, therefore, O ye kings, be instructed, ye judges of the earth. Be instructed. Instruction is good. We are being instructed now. We have to take instruction now, so that in the kingdom to come we could give instructions and the right ones. So we are the teachers for these other nations. We are your future teachers. Yes, we're going to teach you.
God.
They're going to come up to us to know and learn of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, to learn of our ways.
That's right.
Anything?
Well, I just had one really cool thing I wanted to bring before we go. This is the book of Joshua 24 and 15. It says, and if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, how are you serving the Lord? By following what he tells you to do. Instructions. Reading on, it says, if it seem evil unto you to serve Yahweh, choose ye this day whom ye will serve, whether the gods which your father served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites in whose land ye dwell. But as, they point here, but as for me and my house, GMS, right? Basically, it says, and as for me and my house, we will serve Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. We will attain to the instructions of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai.
That's right.
You understand? Because from attaining to the instructions of the Lord,